guys to another video. Basically what we're going to talk about today is one of mine and Darren's, and also Mark does appreciate this as well, one of our favourite consoles of all time. If you followed me on YouTube, you probably realise that I'm a massive Sega whore. So my first console that I ever got as a youngster was the Sega, or sorry for the American viewers, Sega Master System. Guys, how awesome is it?
Dude, it's unreal. I mean, yeah, there are so many amazing games with this system, like Shinobi, Phantasy Star, Wonder Boy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the list goes on, but yeah, they're a lot of my favourites. But
that's it. I mean, Sega was always primarily that arcade sort of
arcade at home.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you had Space Harrier.
Budget.
I was about to say Pac-Man. God forbid. Hang On, Yu Suzuki's early classic one, Afterburner. There was a chance to actually have them at home, not in their arcade perfect form, but in an 8-bit glory form.
Yeah.
So people understand that we being in Australia, we're more Sega whores. A lot of you guys overseas are actually more Nintendo fans, but this is what we grew up with. So
that's right. And look, we do appreciate all consoles as a whole, but for Tim and I think Sega does hold a special place in our heart anyway. But,
and in my bulging trousers.
Yes, that's right.
So what we'll do now is we'll quickly we'll fawn over some old classics that we've loved from the yesteryear.
So a couple of games worth mentioning. Being the arcade, I guess, baller that I am, I'm going to go with Shinobi. This was a really great port of one of my favourite arcade games of all time. Doesn't deviate a whole lot from the original arcade game, so you're really going to get that kind of arcade at home experience. Another one I want to mention is one of my all-time favourites, Wonder Boy. I know Darren is a massive fan of the Wonder Boy series. This one's a little bit different compared to the more RPG games. It's more of a platformer game. A bit challenging, but yeah, definitely a great game to have a look at if you're looking to boost up your Master System collection.
Yeah, it's pretty much a perfect arcade port.
Yeah. And lastly, I'm going to go with the New Zealand story. I don't think this game was overly popular, but again, it's another great port of another arcade classic. You play as a little Kiwi bird. Yeah, again, it's kind of I guess you would say, a platformer game. Yeah, just a great game. So if you have a chance to pick this up, definitely grab a New Zealand story.
Okay, my choices for this platform is Golden Axe Warrior. I think it's freaking awesome. Look, yeah, it's a Zelda rip-off, but you know what, Zelda people, it's better. Just keep that in mind. Golden Axe Warrior. Another one, Wonder Boy 3. I would have to say, personally, is the best game released on the system. It's phenomenal. It's, you know, the platforming RPG, and it's just so different to all the Wonder Boys out there. And you can change into different forms. You get your dragons, and what else is there? There's a lion and a mouse and so on. And you know, they've all got their special abilities, which is important to get through to the end of the game. Anyway, Wonder Boy 3, guys, awesome. Spellcaster. Now, this is the prequel to Mystic Defender on the Mega Drive, and is far superior than its Mega Drive sequel. It's pretty much a platform RPG again. It's, you know, a lot of it works on a lot of magic and so on like that, and it's hard. It's really hard. But again, highly recommended. And Sonic Chaos, which I think is the best Sonic game on the system. It's a lot more refined. You can actually tell this is one of the last Sonic games to actually be released on this thing. I mean, it really does push the system, you know, to its maximum capabilities. But guys, seriously, check it out. You can still get this game cheap, and it's worth every cent. So they're probably my favourite picks from what I have here anyway. On the Master System, there's heaps more out there. So look, I mean, I really think that the Master System should get, you know, should deserve a lot more, you know, credit for what it has out there, you know. So anyway, yeah, to you, Mr. Timmy.
Alright, favourite Master System games, a whole slew to choose from. First of all, I absolutely adored good old Golden Axe. It's an alright port. It only had the one player. You can only be the barbarian, not the dwarf or the Valkyrie. But still still had the classic music, and it was still a lot of fun for a hack and slash that had beat him up. So definitely love Golden Axe. Secondly, I'm a big shmup man, so gotta love R-Type, and this is a fantastic port as well of the IRAM's classic. It actually even has an extra secret level as well, what you don't get on the arcades or the PC Engine ports either. So R-Type, fantastic, sort of vertical, horizontal shooter. I'm an idiot. But yeah, definitely worth checking out for definitely some huge nostalgia there. Now this last one, it's not an overly great game. It's the very first Master System I actually played. I remember I was hassling my mum and dad to hire me out a Master System to the video library. We used to bring it home in like a big blue Sega case, and the system was actually bolted inside of it. And the very first game that I actually hired and played on the Master System, apart from Hang On When You Turn It On, was Doing to the Domination. It's sort of like a run and gun sort of side-scrolling sort of shooter, kind of sort of like Gunstar Heroes, but nowhere near as cool. But basically, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Aside from the fact that it's not that entertaining and is dreadfully hard, it's more of a nostalgia feeling with this one. So Doing to the Triformation is check it out if you want, but otherwise I'll just keep it close to my heart. Right, this is basically, here is the Sega Master System 1 power base, what was originally the first disguise of the Master System. Basically, this one actually opted you to actually have the what used to be called the Sega My Card, but then it was changed to, what was the name of the cards later on? The Sega cards? I don't know.
Isn't that Sega card?
Sega card. They used to be called My Card on, I think, the Mark IIIs. Basically you got this little slot there, and also you could basically plug in your little games, which kind of looked like the PC Engine card games.
Which looks like that. It's pretty much the same thing, which I'll zoom up to there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like a little credit card thing, and that would go into that. But it just doesn't fit!
The story of my life. But basically, also you had the top loading cards there, and also another interesting feature is a reset and pause button.
Yes.
If you like that gag. But yeah, fantastic machine. What came built in with this one, originally it was, let me think. Snail was the hidden game. I think you pressed down and A and B.
A and B,
yep.
Yeah.
And Hang On, and I think if you got the Master System Plus, we had the beautiful light phaser.
Yeah, this one right here. There.
That's it. Looks way more lethal than an S one. Basically, if you had that one with Master System Plus, you actually had Safari Hunt or
Shooting Gallery or something.
Yeah, that was Safari Hunt and Hang On, or one of the two. But anyway, it was the Sega's version of Duck Hunt. But on to its next iteration.
Yes, the Sega Master System 2, which came and built with Alex Kidd, which was a really cool feature, you could say. I mean, you get a really cool game. Well, it was just like getting Mario Brothers with the normal NES. You know, it's just as good. Well, in my opinion, anyway. Although Mario Brothers is a bit better. Just a tad. But I won't go there, okay?
But the good thing about that is like these days, if you buy a console, you're probably gonna have to spend another $100 on memory cards and maybe an extra controller. How awesome was that you actually got a console and it had a game built in
it? I mean, that's awesome. I mean, look, this was missing, the reset button that doesn't have.
It used to reset.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reset button and there's no card input. So, yeah, you can play your card games on this. But, look, other than that, it came out, it was a lot cheaper than initially than the first model. So, I mean, this one was probably a lot more popular here in Australia.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and this one sold bucket loads. And, yeah, I mean, there's nothing else I can really say about this, but yeah, it's sexy.
That's it. I don't know, it kind of looks like a deformed mushroom, but
yeah,
that's just me.
Alright, next up we have, well, not a console on its own, we actually have the adapter for the Mega Drive. Basically, yeah, you plug this into your existing Mega Drive or Genesis console, and it'll let you play pretty much all your Master System games.
It's got your you got your cartridge slot in the top, and you got this one actually lets you play card games.
Nice.
So it's a really cool idea that they chucked in there, but no reset button.
Again,
maybe you could use the Genesis.
Could you? You know, I don't know, but yeah, you probably are correct.
Maybe you could just throw a controller in and make it.
Yeah, yeah.
And for your gaming on the go, we also have the Game Gear. Now you could get
Now, you can get a Master System adapter for that
for
too.
this as well. But it's essentially, it is pretty much a
Handheld Master System.
handheld Master System. So
And terrible eater of batteries.
Yes, I mean, I think it was pretty advanced for its time, but I think the battery issue is what killed it off. I mean, Nintendo had released the Game Boy, which was severely underpowered, but it had a good library of games as well,
But it didn't have a backlit or colour screen.
that's right, which this had. And the Atari Lynx also had,
yeah.
a similar thing. So
And just looking at the box, you could even get a TV system.
yes, you can watch
adapter.
TV on that too. I mean, that little thing it's a little awesome little handheld. They don't go for too much.
No, not really. Not
No,
really, no.
but I think it's more for collectors now. I mean, there's really no point getting one if you just want to play it. Really,
That's it.
Like, we're just being honest with you.
Another thing to note, the card slot on the on this one and also that adapter was also used for the 3D glasses, which they actually came out. Unfortunately, we're not cool enough to have a set because they're worth drug money.
Yet.
But yet. You can buy third-party ones, but basically it was just like a shutter sort of effect. There was probably I'd say about 10 games released in 3D, which included games like Zaxxon 3D and most notably Space Harrier.
Yes.
So, but yeah. But all in all, as you probably noticed, we're riding Sega's balls to the grave
Yes.
and beyond. So, look, we hope you've enjoyed our overview of the Sega Master System, one of the consoles that we all hold dearly to our hearts, as I'm doing right now. So, until next time, people,
Retro out.
indeed.